Welcome back to your channel. My name is Brad and this is SuperCoach Pro. Today we are doing a bit of an intro for those that don't already know. So, how we discovered SuperCoach, we'll get into some chat shortly, but I think I've just got a bit of a new following at the moment just because we are doing well at the moment. So, a quick little backstory is I started this channel over COVID, for those that don't know. I was a little bit bored and lonely like the rest of us, and I thought, maybe I'll take SuperCoach seriously, give it a punt, and see if I can do weekly reviews of how my side's going and pick players I maybe wouldn't have really looked at before. And over the last couple of years, I've sort of learned I've been doing the same things incorrectly every single time. So this year, I decided to go back and look at the mistakes I've worked on. And I sort of did my homework. I was like, what am I doing wrong every year? And the first thing I noticed from every year is I've had a starting side that hasn't been great. I've been good at doing trading. I thought maybe this year we follow the pack in some of the highly owned players, but a few pods here as well, because some of the big dogs, you see these guys that constantly finish in the top bracket, always have a few pods that nobody's really thought about. This year it's been Ed Richards and a few others. But I think my life with SuperCoach has become purely based on the community that has actually been about SuperCoach as well. Like I've met a few of you outside of SuperCoach. So now that we're here and we're sitting pretty, it's actually really nerve-wracking. So what do you do from here on is probably heavily watched by a lot of people, and your opinion is going to be taken higher than what it would normally in any other season. So I'm going to be pretty careful on what I do advise, because I don't want to be held accountable directly for things that I'm just mere suggesting, but I won't hold back from what I actually think of those trades. Other than that, outside of SuperCoach, I do enjoy gym and Muay Thai and hobbies like that. But definitely this is an outside sort of distraction from the real world, and that's what I love about SuperCoach is you get to watch AFL teams that you normally wouldn't watch, players you normally wouldn't watch, and just makes you love the game a little bit more than what you used to. So that's a little bit of an intro for those that have sort of newly subbed and thought, who the hell is this guy? Or, whatnot. Now, going into the week, I didn't expect to obviously open my app and go, wow, we're at 52, did a live stream, and sort of what you saw was raw. But going into some of the comments too, I will answer those. I want to look at some players as well, some rookies that people have been commenting on some lives, and have a little bit of a dive onto that. What do you think about McCluggage? I'll have a look at the primos. I just think it is a little bit hard to tell, but I sort of do know what players I want to finish my side with. McCluggage, honestly, Adam, isn't one I've looked at all. Look, don't get me wrong, I think he's probably top 10, but I don't think he's someone I'm looking at. So the players that I've realised that I think I need to finish my side are obviously the big dogs, but they're just too expensive to get in your side. I think if you're paying up for them now, you're going to really lose an upgrade in the next week or two. And people that are upgrading to Bont and Butters are really going to just sideways the Chera and other players for that, which makes sense. I mean, if they're not top 8, then there's no point having them. But you would like trying to play 1.4 million for some of these players combined. If you're going to pay up, you really throwing your eggs in one basket and hoping that no one can afford them. But these players are going to come down at some point. They're not going to average 142 for the season. That's beyond capable. Like at some point, they're going to come down to 620, 630, you'd think. Yeah, all right. For me, somehow we're going to have enough cash gen for Bont and Butters. How you facilitate that, you've got to have a lot of good cash gen. Like unless you've got, I don't know, more than 9 or 10 fat cash cows, you're not going to get them anytime soon. You've got to wait for them to be tagged or subbed out because there's a blowout. So clearly, Bont should be on everybody's radar at some point. And Butters, I'd be very surprised if a lot of teams got both without having to field a rookie at D6 or F6, or having to field a Bice permanently at D6, because you're going to compromise your side by getting these big guys at some point. You're going to have to play cheap primos around these kind of big dogs. It really depends how you want to navigate this game. Brayshaw, I think he's going to be amongst it as well. So 1, 2, and 3, probably in that same similar order for me, given Brayshaw doesn't have another poor 1 or 2. But these guys are pods. Like, bringing any of these guys in and having them is such a huge advantage, especially the top 2. But like I said, cash gen's key. If you don't got enough fat rookies to do this, it's not worth trying to break your side for those 2 guys, in my opinion. Hewitt, I still think he's there amongst the mark. Carlson didn't have a great week last week. I still think he's a top 10 finish. McCluggage, probably not given enough credit. But I just suppose it's his first year of really breaking out to elite numbers that he's been. He's always been sort of 105 kind of guy. Not really on my radar. Probably should. He probably deserves the credit to where he's at. But definitely Bond and Butters. People are going to be bringing them in. I'm going to wait till after their buys and hope they have a poor game. And they're not going to be highly owned, so they're not going to hurt me by not getting them in. So I don't really see the point at my ranking to bust my team to then hinder an upgrade further on. Now, if you're at 10, 15, 20K, then it's probably a clear shot at going for one of these guys because you got nothing to lose, I suppose. You got a free throw at it going, all right, well, I may as well try to get an edge up on the comp. It really depends where you are for these rankings. McCluggage, a couple of 80s in there, but he's got the ceiling this year, so he's very impressive. So I'm not going to dismiss that pick that Adam suggested. Also, his break even, what's that? He's got North Melbourne and Melbourne. I haven't really looked into it a lot. 109, so he's going to float around the mark anyway. He's a great shout. He's looked good too. His run, his dash, he provides something a little bit different to some of the other midfielders we see in this game. Stewart and him are definitely pods. Merritt's probably at a good price now. People worried about James Jordan tag, but James Jordan can't tag this year. He's actually been pretty poor apart from that Neil tag, I think, from memory. Break-even's 89, so probably a week for a Merritt. Again, you're paying $5.96, so you're going to have to go value at some point in the next week or two to facilitate such thing. Wibber, probably not on my radar now with Bont back. Still a decent shout, but I've already got Ed Richards. If Traw gets forward status, how many players do you want to get from one side is another consideration. Wibber. Hard to know with one game sample size of being, is he starting to regress? But he's one concussion away from a retirement or a couple of weeks off to the sideline, so probably not one I'm looking at. Took Miller's probably not getting enough love. 2.3% sides have got him. He's actually a really good price too. The CBAs aren't there, but he doesn't need them clearly. I'm pretty sure he's close to 30 mark, around 28 maybe, and he's pushing good numbers. Maybe just not a VC and C candidate. If you're paying top dollar for a primo, you kind of want a VC and C candidate every week. Dacos, again, waiting for him to come down. It wouldn't surprise me if he hit his break even. He's that kind of player though. Freo, shocking. It is at Optus Stadium, so I don't think Freo tag, but the last few weeks he's been fantastic regardless before this tag against the Cats. His next couple games are pretty juicy too. Again, 6.45, you're going to hinder your upgrade the next week. Probably value of the week is Josh Dunkley. Probably not the most appealing player of the week for some, just because everyone's got cash to splash and they just want to, sort of like spending your paycheck when you get paid. It's sort of very similar to that in a way SuperCoach can be. You just spend all your hard earnings on drinks or whatever you did as a 21-year-old. Dunkley's CBAs were pretty low in this game, still managed to turn up. Doing a little bit of a tagging defensive role, but the guy's averaging, 111 for the year. There's a spike game here, obviously, that a lot of people would have missed and would have bought him in here, so they haven't really got the huge scores out of him. This game, Collingwood just, slaughtered him, so that's fine. And then the Norwood Oval didn't really suit the way Dunkley plays, I think. Pretty sure it was a hot game there too. So value for Dunkley. He's got North and Melbourne the next week. It's a good early fixture, but I know Brisbane have a hard fixture in general. One of the hardest for inside mids. Bailey Smith, most people got. Sinclair, I'm probably going to wait a little bit more on this. His break-even's quite high. I wanted to get him down to 500 and bring him in next week against West Coast, ideally. Even next week, his break even will be 123 if he goes a 99. So he'd probably surpass that. So probably next week is the week for a Sinclair. I'm not really worried about these scores. Like every primo has a bad patch, and to pick him up when you think they're going on a good patch early on the competition is not a bad thing at all. It's hard to be a crystal ball kind of player because you've got to take punts somewhere. You can't play it safe every time. You also got to listen to your gut and more than anything, watch the eye test for these players. Ed Richards, interesting pick. Big game last week, obviously, that clutch goal on the boundary. Everyone's not going to go there. He's going to be a pod for the season because everyone's going to go to Bonds. He'll be a nice sneaky pod for my season. But, yeah, honestly, good pick. Not too much more to say on that. He's just been really solid, like a 3-round average of 122. John Newcomb, for me, it just hasn't shown the ceiling in the last 2 games to be relevant for my side. 570, I'd almost rather kneel. He's done Carlton. So he's only gone over 130 twice. You would have thought this Richmond game and this West Coast game would have been bigger. So Newcomb's off my list. Anderson is value. Again, break even at 123. You could probably wait a week on this. He might come down to about 520k. Consistent, but just not really VC and C options. So for me, personally, I'd rather a VC or C candidate if I'm going to bring in a primo or one that has a good fixture. Tom Green's interesting again. Needs a lot of disposals for his scoring, which is annoying. High break even against Cats. I don't like the matchup at GMHBA. Still a good scorer. Kind of would have been vanilla picks sometimes, those Tom Green picks. Dawson's the hot topic of the week. His forward time is concerning in the last quarters, obviously. But he's got the ceiling. He's the perfect VC and C candidate, especially with flex. If you've got no risk, he's kind of your guy. He's got the ceiling. He's a good VC-C shout. It's only 1 over 130, but he's almost got a couple to, not really 130, but you'd take those scores if they were your VC anyway, the 124s. Just his poor games are normally by foot, obviously. Neil, again, when he's not getting tagged, it's a great shout. Here's one I was looking at last week. I didn't go there. I went Petrarca. I went value route because I didn't want to hinder upgrades this week. Yeah, when he's not tagged, he's unbelievable. He's probably one of the best ones for the week to jump on. Sarong's going to come down in price too. Not enough outside game for Sarong this year, obviously. Never really has been a huge outside game player. But teams are now tagging him as well. So, yeah, it would be concerning for Sarong owners. Rosie had a poor game against the Dogs. I'm not too worried about that. I think he would be defender status. Matt Rao's interesting. He's going to be sub 500k. If he gets to 450, he wouldn't be the worst flex position sort of player. Got tagged in this game with Dunkley, which is interesting for Dunkley to do a tagging role. I'll see some of the comments and see what we're going on. I haven't really looked at any of them at all. And we've been going for a while. Yeah, Aaron, yo, what's going on, mate? How are you? Let me know how the layout looks too. Give us a like for this. Bont and Butters were in everyone's team in the preseason. I agree. It shouldn't matter how you get them in. The mid prices were the only way. There with hope of people making money. Yeah, I just think that people that get them, there's a trade-off. They're going to be absolute pods because people won't be able to afford them, but you're going to absolutely ruin your upgrades for 2 or 3 weeks after that. That you can't change my mind no matter how good your cash gen is, but it's just whether you want to risk it for the biscuit. And honestly, in SuperCoach, you got to. You've got to make risks, but are they the right risk for your team? Is so team-dependent FPL. Like you said, they're pods. Yeah, they're big pods. I hate Jaden Short as a pick. I've said that every week about Short, and you guys can clearly know I'm a Tigers supporter. So I think this is his trade plans here. So it's got Short, Laywar, Archer Reed for Sinclair, Finbar, and Boxshell, 300k in the bank. I'd rather another semi-primo here, actually. I wouldn't want to go 1 up, 2 down. I'd almost want to pick a value pick if I was to do that. Especially because you're trading out Jaden Short. I'd want to turn Sinclair and Boxshell into 2 mid-price 450k sort of players that you think could do a role in your side, like a Finn Callahan or I don't know. It's hard to know, but I think you could turn that. I wouldn't want to bank 300k right now in upgrade season. I'd want to use that 300k and facilitate that to an upgrade somewhere, even if it was a 4 and primo. Tom Green's run isn't the concern. It's more the fact that he needs 40 touches to bloody go 115. He'd be nice if you could actually hit the scoreboard. What's he done this year? Hopefully this doesn't bite me in the butt because I don't know how many goals he scored, but just a tackle merchant. He does get around the ground and mark the fair bit of the ball. What's his run? Cats are going to be hard. Freo, Carlton, Richmond will be good. Port and Brisbane will be tough. Gold Coast. Look, if you're talking pure runs, I'm probably looking at Sydney's run for the best run that I've seen so far. But I'm really not keen on Heaney. Like, if you look at the stats on Tom Green, go back to it. Sorry. Where's the ceiling on this? 128 is capped at. So 128, and that's for 37 touches. 29 touches, he's only got an 89. Like, he actually needs above 30 to go that. Like, again, 27 touches for 84. I actually don't like it statistically. Just from a numbers point of view, the run is not the thing. It's more that he just needs high 30s to do what he's doing at the moment. But if you got a gut feeling, he's always been around the mark. Thank you for that. It says congratulations on the 52 ranking. Appreciate that. Thoughts on these trades? All right, Hoops, what do you got for me? Now, Short and Flynn, Merritt and Hardiman. Well, don't know if I want to pay 190 for Hardiman, but I think the Merritt play is a good one. He's probably one of the better ones this week. So, yeah, I like it. Just don't know how I'd want to pay that much for Hardiman. Do I get Hardiman and upgrade mids? Depends what your weakest line is for this one, mate. I don't think I like Hardiman at the price he is. I'd rather Boxshell and upgrade defence in looking at that as a whole. Shane, g'day, mate. Congrats on current rank. Hope you're smashing it. In your opinion, is Bice a hold or a sell? I'm a big Bice fan. He plays Essendon at Marvel. I think you know the rest of my answer for that. I'm a hold, Shane, but it wouldn't surprise me if you shat the bed after giving you that advice, but that's what I personally am going to go with. My gut says hold against Essendon. Shane says I was stoked with Dawson last week, but was rough 2 weeks before that. Helped he went forward and kicked 3. That's the main thing with Dawson's game. He's so good up forward that I just leave him up there for a quarter. Max got Zach a long time ago. Happy for the 162, 109, and should get 130 this week. Fingers crossed, because I've got Merritt as well, and I think he's at a good price this week. You can wait. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'm not getting him this week. Don't worry about that. He's got a break-in of 130. I'm not looking at him this week at all. What's going on, mate? It says, what's going on, brother? I'm ranked 23k now. Honestly, I'm just trying to get the best, in especially where I'm ranked. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying go shoot for a Bonds and Butters if you've got, this sort of rank. It's where you sort of shoot for those guys. But I'm not breaking my team at 52k rank to go get these players because I don't need to, personally. or else I'm going to ruin my upgrade cadence when all these other guys in front of me are going to be going one up and one down all the time. So I can anti-pot them. I'm fine with that. My team's decent enough to bypass players at 700k, I think. Shannon says, Tom Green needs 35 to get 105 max. Yeah, this is the thing, Shane. Spot on. That's a perfect summary for Tom Green. Aqua. Spent the last hour analysing my draft week. Yeah, probably just focus on classic, but yeah, give us a like for the stream too. Trying to get Justin McInerney in a bench loop. That's a weird way to play. I hope you're talking about draft, not classic, because you surely don't got McInerney in classic. Ben got Shearer to Butters this week. Look, I'm not saying you can't go sideways. I'm just saying a lot of the times it's not worth it. But like honestly, do what you want to do. Like, don't let me sit here and preach just because I'm sitting where I'm at. Like, go with your gut. If someone tells you, don't trade Shearer, but you really want Butters, and that's going to make your side better by VC and C capability, I'm not against it. It's just know in the long run, it might backfire. That's all I'm trying to advise. I'm not saying that you guys shouldn't get it because I can't get it. I'm saying just watch out, because the more you sideways, the less you're upgrading your team, and everyone upgrading their team while you're going sideways means you'll be one primo behind every week. So that's the only reason I say that. The Joker, 52 rank, awesome work. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's nice to see a few of you that I hadn't seen before until the last few weeks, and I understand why. So I'm really thankful for your support. Aqua. I suppose my classic trades are kind of locked. Okay, this is good. He's got Davison to Zeret, and if Winners drops, Dawson and Marshall. I like those picks. I like Dawson for the VC and C capability. Blyce hold. Here you go, 110. I hope so. I'm pretty sure you're an Essendon fan, aren't you, mate? FPL says, congratulations, Brad. Didn't realise you ranked so high. Yes. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that a lot. Hopefully we can stay here. We've been doing okay. No, Zach Butters. I can't afford him. Like, good on anyone who can and has the cash generation, but for what I'm trying to do on my side, I have a plan, and I can't grab Butters or Bonds. I'd love to. I'm probably one or two rookies short of that haven't fattened up. Max says, so happy for you, Brad. Watch you last year. Yeah, okay. I'd love to know when people actually hopped on watching, because I don't really know. And seeing you at 52, you deserve it all. Thank you, Max. I'm glad you guys remember when you jumped on. I know one of them recently told me that he jumped on when he heard me talk about Ben Hobbs a couple of years ago and thought, what's this guy on about? So, yeah, it's funny when people tell you how they found you. Hoops, your top 8 mids and top 6 defenders, because who are your top 8 mids, and top 6 defenders? Okay, I can go through that. There's enough of you to get through the comments, so I'm not in a rush tonight. Well, geez. Okay, not including DPP. I'll just give you 8, and you can order them however you want. So, Bond, Butters, Brayshaw. Merritt, that's 4. McCluggage, 5. I don't know if Hewitt will be there. I think he might. 6 Hewitt, 7 Dacos. Am I missing somebody? 8 Neil. I think Neil will be there, actually. 8 Neil. Around the mark, I think you'll see Dunkley 9, roughly. I don't know about Newcomb ceiling. No, Anderson will be around there. I think Newcomb and Anderson feel around the same. Anyone I missed that's just having a few bad games? Maybe if I think that's basically where it is. Where it is now is almost how I see it. throughout the whole year. I don't think you'll see too many come back from the dead like the Undertaker, to be honest. I think also the defenders. I think by 2 months of football, you get a rough idea on who's top 8. Same with this. I think this is around the mark. Maybe not Bailey Dale, but certainly this top 7's probably around what I'd say. Clark, I think, will be amongst it as well. Noble could be sneaky. Josh Dacos could be sneaky. No one else. I reckon there's enough of 2 months that data to sort of go, all right, that's where it is really. I think the forwards are a little bit more hard to predict than other ones, actually. Like there's a clear 6 and then there's a blanket over the next 10. Like the forward ones actually where I'm a little bit thrown. Like does Luke Jackson maintain his average? Kennedy's up there, which no one's going to go to, but Horn Francis is obviously highly owned. Nick Martin's a shout. Simpkins around the mark. Sean Manners made himself known. Like he's around the mark now. Is Marek going to be there? So for me, the forward line's more confusing than anything. I know it seems obvious, but yeah, the forwards could give you anything. So that's my take on that. I think it's, like I said, where it's at from what you can see already in your mids and defence. Joker. Davison, SSP, Flynn, so using a boost. In Warner, Boxshell, and best keeper under 500k. Cripps, Finn Callahan, or Will Ashcroft. Jesus. Ooh. I'd even throw LDU up there as well, actually. Far out. Maybe depends on your buy, but I actually really like if. That's hard. LDU, Finn, and Ashcroft for me. I don't think I like Cripps. He plays too much forward for me. Any of those 3, I don't think you can go wrong. The only way I'd get rid of TDK is Rowan Marshall to make money on that move, or I'd go pay up for Trish and Cherry. But yeah, you gotta. It's team dependent again. You don't want to sideways all your primos throughout the whole entire next couple of weeks. Shane, as tempted as I am to get Gorn or Bonds, I feel like at 300 rank, I just need to continue finishing my team. Yeah, this is where I'm sitting in the same boat, Shane. I don't think it's worth you and I wasting our money on players at $700,000 at this point of the season. For us, it's not the play. But if it is, I'll be pissed. My mate, says, mate, I'm keen to verse you boys in dream time. Might even go to the game. You got to go. I might be going to that game, so I'll let you guys know in the chat if I do, because my mate's a Essendon supporter as well. I think they will as well, Shane. If not, we're going to have to do something. Arch Reader's out. My boy Flynn won't be dropped, even with BJ Williams coming in. The ruck split could be shared more equally. I wouldn't know what to do with this side if Flynn wasn't dropped. I'd actually kind of be stuffed here. Max, I remember you and Shorty video. I was crying, watch it all the time. Yeah, that was a funny time. I haven't done any content with him in a while. This is a hard one, actually, Hoops. I've thought about this a lot. I actually think he's probably around the top 15 mark. I can't really tell because of the tags. Like, maybe I'm putting unders on that. I still don't know because he's getting so much attention. You just haven't seen much ceiling from him, Hoops. I don't think he's top 8. I think he's just outside that. Max is probably more better than what I am at this one, maybe top 12. Yeah, like he says, the tags are so annoying for strong owners. Ben, midfield is now Bont, Butters, Dacos, and Brayshaw and Rao. Jesus, what's your rank? That's actually insane. I don't know how you afforded that, but that's congratulations. I don't mean that sarcastically, by the way. That's wild. My mids are Zach Butters, Zach Merritt, Dunks, Newcomb, Brayshaw, Ed Wong. Yeah, I like that. What are mine? Mine are weird. Mine aren't as good as your midfield that you guys have been quoting out there, but we're a little bit balanced in the sense that we don't really got a weak area. I've already made my trades. Anyone in the comments can sort of guess who my trades are this week by having a look at my side. If you've got a photographic memory, tell me who I've traded out and who I've traded in, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. So anyway, I've just been playing with SuperCoach while I was at work today, but that's the current side. And I wonder if you guys would guess the 2 ins for the 2 outs. Max says, ranked to 100. Wow, okay, cool. Hopefully top 600 or 700 this week. Big chance. Big chance. Lachlan, reckon I should upgrade Rao. That's a tough one. He got tagged. I actually don't know the answer to that question. You're either doing it now or you're holding and just because everyone's going to jump on him at some point. Lachlan. I genuinely don't know what to think of Rao. I was going to trade him in a couple of weeks ago. Go Hewitt as well. I can't get any more round 12 buy players at all. 2K. That's still decent, honestly. Max, could you see my team, please, and tell me what would you do, Max Dons? What would we do with Max Dons? Tell me how much money in the bank you've got. Max Dons. I've spelled that wrong for sure. Let me go back to our chat. That's 2 X's. My apologies, Max. Max Dons. Yeah, good ranking. So how many rookies do you got on the field? That's the first question I want to know for this side. He's flying. Okay, so big week for him. Oh, Bowie. He must have bought in Bowie this week. I'm going to guess. That's shocking for Bowie. Let's do this. Let's go position. How much money in the bank and do you have a boost? So who's for the cutting? Okay, you dead bench in D7, D8. Shit, you got Butters. That's wild, and you've got Hewitt. You've got a lot of good midfielders. Oh, dead bench again though, Max. This is going to be a bit of a worry. Nevitt, Hall, and Campo, and then Patton, Hasty. Far out. Where's your forward bench? Oh my god, Max, you need to be creative with whatever you do now because you've got 0 cash gen from here on out. You've got Kako, you've got Cleary. Do you got Ned Wong? Thank God you got Ned Wong. Okay. You might struggle in the buys, Max. So I would be trying to get rookies in, but also upgrade. I'd be going 1 up, 1 down. I wouldn't be sidewaying anybody now. You need cash cows more than anything. So I'd be who can go 1 up and 1 down. You need buy players too, or else you're cooked. We need to do something. Shit. You're just unlucky with the rookies too. Like they've all been dropped. It's not even a fuck. I don't know. Something with Kako maybe. And what do you got for me? Yeah, your cash gen. Oh, yes, I'm honest. I'm not being a dick when I say these things, mate. I'm just reading it. Okay, you got 50k max. Shit. Oh. Okay, let me go back to the side. Do you got a boost? Did you say you got a boost? Scroll down a little bit for max. Do you got a boost, Max? Let me know. What does Yaron got here for advice? Because he's bloody good at what he does. Okay, let me look at Yaron. Yaron's almost quicker than what I am looking at sides as well, by the way. If anything, he's probably a go-to guy when it comes to this kind of stuff. In Warner and Hurstwaite out Flynn and Campo. Let me have a look if that is what he's talking about. Where the hell is Flynn? Did I miss Flynn off his sheet? What the fuck? I won't do too many teams, but I cannot see Flynn, so I don't know what is going on there. I don't know what I'd do, actually, Max. I wouldn't be sidewaying, though. I'd be maybe using... You're a kind of team that you probably have to use Bice and Kako and maybe early on the net along. But essentially, I'd go one up, one down. So I'd bring in... Oh, you've already gone early on Hurstwaite too. I'd bring in Boxshell, and I'd have to go early on maybe a Bice and a Kako and bring in a Primo that way. But yeah, I actually struggle just because the cash gen is going to really hurt you. You might even have to play stock market. Do you got any players you can sell high? And you could go deconning down to Romo and bank yourself some money that way because your cash gen is shot. You've got about 3 or 4 players that will be fattened, but by the buys, you might struggle a little bit with upgrades. Yeah, I'm actually stumped on that. Anyway, where was I? Trade DeConning and Daniel to Marshall and rank. I actually don't hate that, but again, it's a little bit sideways for Daniel. Like, I don't understand why people get rid of Daniel. Daniel's been fine. I like these trades, though, that Yaron's got. I don't know if it's for his side specifically or if it's for the side I was talking about before, but they're good ones because you're getting rid of a dead rookie, but you're also getting Warner. Aqua, if I put Dawson in my team, my 5 midfielders are all 520k. And Callahan. Yeah, okay. Doesn't matter what your midfielders are worth. It's what they've been scoring anyway. Like, I know they've come down in price, but they might actually be averaging 110 like Dunkley, and they're scored. They're priced at 529. Not the worst thing in the world. Yes, I have so far. FPL, good one. Very good. Oh, maybe Yaron was talking about who I traded in. Maybe he was talking about my side because I don't have Campo, so that wouldn't have been it. Anyway, I've scrolled down. Gives me an actual captaincy option, not name show. Yeah, okay, that's a good point too. Like, if you want to bring in I've done it again, Butters and Bonds, it's because you don't got enough good VC and C, so that's a qualified reason to do it. You got 3 rucks. Oh, wow, okay, and Whitfield, that's good. Good side, Ben. You'd probably be coming for my side, I suppose, I reckon, by the sounds of it. Carlton VFL on the weekend. Let me know what Pito did. Yeah, Max, yeah. You're just going to have to be creative with a little bit of your trades at the moment. Like, you're going to have to go early on some of your cows. Other than that, in the buys, you're going to have to do something funky. Marshall, I love the name. I traded into Sinclair's Orkin Holmes and Whitfield, lost a lot of money. Oh, moved on Ashcroft, oh no, and Callahan, oh no. What should I do? Mason's Wood, oh my God. Oh, jeez. I'm not going to do too many teams, but I'll have a quick look. Jeez, that's stiff. Yeah, you got to hold your mid prices. Not all of them, but yeah, that's wild. Masons. Oh, he's got the bloody apostrophe. Gosh, idiot. Me, not you. All right, we're going to find your wood. Oh. Okay, we found you. So what do we got? What's in the? I don't want to keep doing too many of these because I got to do a members only channel for teams, or else I'm going to spend so much time on this. This is the last one I'll do, and then I'll just get into some comments and talk about other things because I feel bad for people in the chat. What do we got? Again, your Cashton's cooked in defence. Oh God. Okay. Moraes, you can use cash from him, but they're not tied in. Smiley, Cross, Elijah Sardis. Oh. I'd be Cullen Power Pepper, and I'd be using the cash out of Kako and Davison. So you've got some cash, Jen, this week. So I'd be looking at Cullen, Pepper, and Davison, and go one up, one down. And I'd bring in Hurstwaite, or however it's pronounced, the body Hawthorn midfielder. I'm not good at pronunciation. If you've come here to watch grammar and English, you're in the wrong channel. But I'd be doing that. So if anyone's got Davison and Power Pepper, I'd be looking at moving on those guys, mate. But other than that, Cashton just sucks for all of us, to be honest, in a lot of senses. Got good buys. Yeah. If you think I'm being too harsh, by the way, I'm just being honest. I'm never going to sprinkle icing and gaslight anybody, or I just tell you what I think. And if you think I'm being an arsehole, I'm sorry in advance. I'm just giving you my opinion. So my trades in the end anyway, before we get into the other comments, I don't get a lot of hate anyway, to be honest. Like, I think I've never really had too much criticism in 4 years of playing this game, but this is what I'm currently looking at. You're probably thinking, why Hendo? But I make a little bit of money off this play, but I don't want any dead wood over the buys. I want rookies that are going to play over the buys. So at the moment, Week's a dead rookie. Carroll's going to be dropped, I'm sure of it. And Boyd's a dead rookie. So is Hooley. So I've got 3 dead rookies and probably a 4th. I don't want any more than 4. But I've got Stewart in here. Ashcroft can go at some point. I've still got Trainer and Bice. I've got Carroll, Lindsay's money. Who else money? Cleary's money. Marrick's not a keeper, so I've got money on him. Ned Long's not a keeper either. Caleb Daniel. I actually don't know who to field out of Caleb Daniel and Stewart. Probably Daniel, but yeah, so I've got a lot of cash, Jen. This is the difference. I mean, I haven't sideways. I've been grabbing rookies as I go. So probably the difference with cash, Jen, is, and I'm not being an arsehole when I say this, I've just been going one up and one down. I haven't been sidewaysing. A lot of teams won't have cash, Jen, because they're sidewaysing primos constantly. Yeah, I'm not saying that's with every team I look at. Obviously, there's just unlucky rookies, but every week that I've traded, I've made sure I've traded to a rookie that I think has decent job security. If you sideways your rookie, your primos all the time, during the buys, your rankings will get shot because you've got no cash gen by round 12. And then you've got to play stock market and sell your highest priced players for lower primos that can score roughly the same coming back up. And, cashing out on ones that you think have peaked, which is a risky game because it won't always pay off, but these have got to be fat. These guys have got to be getting milked, or else your side's going to be cooked by round 14 and you'll get overtaken at some point. That's just how I look at it. And I've been playing this for years, and over the previous seasons I've been sidewaysing too, and it just never really got me anywhere. But that's why I'm so hot on saying hold Chera, hold these players, because by round 16 I have a fully upgraded side and maybe a couple extras, and you guys that just want to sideways all the time will have, bias at D6 because you just sideways every primo. And I won't say, don't go after Bunts and Butters. I've done it again. Bonds and Butters, but it will mean at some point you might be fielding a rookie for an extra week or two because if you've moved 700,000 into one player. It just doesn't work like that all the time. The only way you can do that is if you have like every cash cow and you didn't miss a single bloody rookie, then yeah, shoot for the stars. Or if you don't got enough VC and C options, then yeah, sure, go for a bunt and Butters, try to get one up. But you can't be doing $600,000 players week on, week out. I've done Brayshaw and Merritt, and now I'm cashed out. So it even hurt my side. Like I've paid my ups for 2 guys I think are going to be top 8, and after that, I've got to sit on my hands and go value, or else you just fucked. Thinking Kako and the Geelong guy. No idea who you're talking about. The Geelong guy, you mean Nevitt? The Boxshell and the Port guy. Sorry, Max, I have no idea. Give me the names. My apologies, my friend. 13K in the bank's not a lot to work with either. Marshall. Well, you trade. Yeah, I got rid of Campo ages ago, Yaron. But yeah, you saw it was Hendo to Hurst and then Flynn to Chad, or even Dunkley I'm looking at. DJ, welcome back, mate. Should I grab Zorko this week? I don't mind Zorko, but Coleman's back this week, so it'll be interesting to see how he scores. I might wait a week on that. Team V-line, if you want to have a look. Can you send it to me by message on Twitter? I'm going to get an influx of these if I do this. But I think I've seen you float some Twitter stuff out before, so shoot me your screenshot there, and I'll actually go through it with you. But he's got here, can turn Sardis and Flynn into Zorko, Boxshell. Is the best defence I can afford around the price. Send me your screenshots now from now on, and I'll go through that tonight before I hit the hay. Or else I'll be looking at teams all night. Yeah, it took me a while to realise that you're talking about my team, Yaron. Sometimes I get lost in the comments. I've worked 9 hours tonight, so I apologise. Aiden says he's talking about your team. Yeah, I'm an idiot. My apologies. Aqua, 130 on Supercoach for pitting that. 35 hit outs, 16 touches, 4 marks, 8 tackles, 9 clinches, and goal. Watch him get named this week. Give us a like for the stream. I'm running on empty, but we're doing okay. Let me know what you think of the layout too, because this man in the chat is the one that did it. I also wanted to jump on the stream to see if it's not lagging, because last time I was told it was lagging, but let me know how it's going. Is my screen lagging? Is my voice timing perfectly with my words, or am I buffering like a you-know-what? Because I don't know. I can't see it from my angle. So sure he's pushing. Yeah, TDK played forward as well, so I think Pito comes back in a week or two. Campo is really just not putting a case up for selection. Yeah, he's dead, mate. Pretty mid-game at fullback again. Yeah, and yes, yeah, okay, Campo wrong. I'm very old and tired. You're still pretty good at analysing my side, though, yeah, and you're very good. The rookie coach says, yo, how's work? But I'm stuffed, mate. Work was okay. But yeah, hopefully you had a good day at work, mate. Tommy Stewart, are you playing this weekend? How's your gastro? How's your knee? Well, by the way, too, if you don't already follow him, give him a follow. Check out his YouTube. Does good content, gets into a lot of detail too. He won't just glaze over his side. He'll give you his exact thought plans on the players that we talked about as well. Yeah, great insight, great man. Met him a few times. We've been going to gym as well together on a Sunday sesh. So yeah, shout out to Josh here, mate. He's one of the most genuine blokes going around, and I've got a lot of time, a lot of love for this guy. He's the one that actually did all this layout here that you can see with the background and the borders and all that. So I appreciate his work. Such a good man. Max says, yeah, don't worry, I have planned, guys. I hope so, Max. I think you do. Aqua, my first 6 weeks of C picks were abysmal. Held Diesel, C for the first weeks. Oh my God. And then you shift. This is the issue with sidewaysing primos. This is exactly what happens. So you're going from Sheasel to Rao. Oh, no, you're saying about your captain choices. Yeah, right. Sorry, my apologies. It's late at night and I'm stuffed. Sheasel for the first 3 weeks, captains, no tons. Then shifted to Rao for that 60 in round 4. Then McRae, 70. You're like the kiss of death, like Tim Mitchell. Then TDK for 100 in round 6. Yeah, that is awful for your C selections. I read this as almost you traded Sheasel to Rao and then Rao to McRae for a second. I'm whacking sleep. I had only a few hours. The little one kept me up last night, so I've only running on 4 hours sleep myself. Max, I'll be okay. Trust me. Yeah, well, honestly, I'm not saying you won't. But yeah, If you want me to go through your team, just send it on Twitter, SuperCoach Pro 91, because I'm bloody stuffed. Like, I won't be able to read teams, and just let me know how much money in the bank you've got, so I can work with it, because I can give you a better read than that. It is hard on a share screen to try to go through the slide. No worries, Marshall. TTSC, trade Flynn to Dunks. Okay, I like the first part. I think Dunks over Dawson and save 90k, or spend the funds and go Merit. Whoa. Probably save the money and go Dunkley, because I think they'll average around the same. Crazefit's back. I haven't seen you in a while, mate. I still haven't been able to get on to play a game on. What was the game I was going to play against you with you? Fortnite. We're going to have to do that at some point, mate, but I've just got 2 little ones at the moment, so it's been nuts, honestly. But thank you for the congratulations. We'll definitely have to jump on a game, though, because I've got you sitting in there, and I just haven't been on the PlayStation in that long. I've just been viewing the footy on KO, but not setting up my headset and having a game. I'll have a good Fortnite game, so I haven't played it in over a year, I reckon. Max, only have 4 people out for round 12 buys, by the way. Good to know. I think a lot of you you'll be confident with your side. You just got to worry about the rookies that you bring in from now on. Max, after my trades, it'd be Kako and Nevitt. Okay, here we go. To Boxshot and Lorenzo, and have 247 in the bank. Good. So you got a plan. Like, even if I say on the stream I don't think I like that plan, just go with your gut, because you've got a plan after that week that I won't see. And if that facilitates next week buy to Sinclair, then do it. I'm never going to hang my hat and say this is what you should do. It's mere suggestions here. Layout is great. That's thanks to the rookie coach. Okay, I thought it was lagging the other night. That's why I didn't upload this current video, because people tell me last night it was lagging. So anyway, it's not. 0 lag, apparently. There we go. You guys, I actually been loving the support lately. Like, it's bloody great. Like, I remember when I first started streaming, there was barely anyone in the chats. It's 1 a.m. and there's 23 of you sitting there just talking SuperCoach at 1 in the morning, and you probably got work at 6 a.m. So, yeah, bloody love you guys for that. Like, not just saying it, I generally feel like I've got friends outside of this through SuperCoach. So it's nice to come in and say hello. Aqua, looks like you must have rage traded the router last night, because it works a lot better. I think it's because I turned off my phone and my PlayStation, so glad you guys can see it. Sorry for the inconsistency of the net. I don't know what more I can do. Okay, this is probably going to be a good question by the looks of it. The Joker says, do you think LDU will be top 8 mid? I don't think he will be. Just looked into him. CBA and heat map, but will we get the ball? 9 parts run for mids. Bit nervous on that. Honestly, I think he's a good shout still, regardless. Like, you'll get his scores. He's good. I'd almost consider it this week myself if I didn't have 5 round 12 buy players. It's interesting. I'm still considering LDU as a smoky, but I also like Jack Steele. Let me run over the players in a second, what I'm actually thinking. I want you guys to answer this question, because I'm always answering your question, right? So this is my side currently, clearly. Now, if you're playing and you're 52K rank, 52 overall, this is my concern. Like, you guys, it's easy to sort of say what I'd do for yours, but when it comes to my own bloody side, I have no freaking clue. I'll tell you the couple of players I'm looking at. If the top 50 people are watching, I'm sure they're looking at the same players anyway, depending on their price point. But the standouts to me, Okay, I've only got 529 or something like that to play with. Let's just go 539. I don't really care at this point. So I suppose if you're looking for value, this is the number one guy I like. The issue is since the 173 hasn't done much, the ceiling for my BC and C cadence isn't there with Dunkley. So he's not a guy I'm confident with the captains. Like he's just nothing. Like it's just sort of like he's going to be solid without hurting you, but he doesn't have hurt factor on other sides. So I'm unsure of Dunkley. And I think it's the emergence of Will Ashcroft and McCluggage. Sinclair, you can wait a week or two, so I haven't looked at him. Dawson, forward time is concerning. He spends a lot of time forward, but he is the perfect BC and C candidate for his price point. I don't like his matchup over this period. I know he likes a showdown, but he's still got Collingwood and he's got Sydney and Brisbane, so I don't love his mix there. So this is a play I've heavily considered. Just this run. I like his run after the bye. From round 16 onwards, I love that, but not before his bye. So this is where I'm torn. The issue is you're buying them before and after their bye. Amon's been a little bit of a smoky I've looked at. I just don't know if he's top 8 or top 6. Like, he'll be around the mark, but I want Whitfield and Sinclair, so I'm not going to do that. Ashcroft, the 40 worries me a little bit because if you can do a 40 as a primo, that's concerning. Max Holmes would be a nice DPP player if you got down to 480, which he probably will. Cripper, again, I've got too many rounds by players, so I wouldn't consider it. I think Warner's the obvious one. It's almost one of those obvious ones where you overthink the pick. Where he's going to be top 6 forward and thereabouts. The only issue is you can only have so many of these guys that have a low floor, but he's got the midfield roll back clearly. I don't really need another forward midfielder, but he could come in handy. Like, I think he's got one of the better matchups for inside mids for the rest of the year. He's going to be the hot player of the week. Like, he'll be traded into like 20k sides. It's because of his fixture leading into it, and he's got a good buy for most sides as well. He's got Essendon, Carlton, Melbourne, Adelaide, and Richmond. Like, the next 5 games for any player that's value is him. So I'm torn between Dunkley v. Dawson, and then what was the other player? Chad Warner. And then the other player was Jack Steele. LDU I don't really want because I just can't afford to grab a rounds by player. Like I said, I've got way too many. Jack Steele, is he back to his best? This is perfect. Like, such a pod. Unbelievable pod. Anyone that's watched Steele close in the last 2 weeks, do you reckon he's back? We know what his scoring is like. He's a tackle merchant. Got a decent run for inside mids as well. The 40 was with 81-minute game time. I think if you look at his summary, he had a knee issue that game. So, bit of a slow start here, but 107 to 117. We know what Jack Steele can do. It just feels like no one's talking about him because of Dawson and Dunkley. I've considered this as a pod. Really considered him a lot. See, I think this was the issue of that 40 game, a knee complaint in the warm-up. So I don't know. I generally don't. With my side, I don't know what to do. He's not the worst shout. It wouldn't surprise me if he went nuts. He could be one of those ones in hindsight. Like Rowan Marshall this week, everyone's like, don't do it. And then I did it, and look what happened. Max, love that Brad always goes with the heart. I think I do. I'd like to think I do anyway. Aqua, we could all use some 3 cash gen. Yeah. Oh, no, I know. This is why we don't go early on some of these guys too, Joker. He says he traded in bus last week. And he was busy with Weiss as well, so I didn't see the game started as a sub. You just keep him, mate. You honestly just wear it and you just keep going. Yaron says, I had you on my TV and they are on my phone. I got the TV. That's wild. He was lagging and buffering consistently as well. Maybe an NBN thing. Okay, cool. That's good to know. I'm glad I got the TV. Anybody who watches on me on TV is a good man or woman. Max or TDK to Cherry and box and KO to Box Show. I know 1K in the bank. Get Sinclair next week. I actually don't mind that. Crazy. I'm just glad that you're back in the chat, mate. It's been a long time since I've seen you around. I'm glad you're back. It says, I like Dawson, no Crouch. Jack Steele, never again. Oh, I don't know if I'd go John Noble. I know I've seen his scoring though. I swear Dunks had about 10 more tackles than he got not given the other night. Interesting. Okay. I'm still torn. I think Dunks, Dawson, and Warner I can't separate. Like Warner's got a better fixture. He's got a really bad floor. Dawson has a really high ceiling, but really bad floor. And then Dunks is just consistent. But I just can't make up my mind. I honestly so torn between those three, and Jack Steele is just one of the smoky guys that could make or break me too, because we know what he can do. FPL, did he really play a lot on the wing this week too? Because I saw the first quarter or the second quarter, he looked like he pushed the wing a little bit, but it still said he got a lot of CBAs in DFS. So I actually don't know. I don't know if he did play as much wing as I'd have to look at his heat map. I'll do that soon. Max, I think you need Whitfields. I do, yeah. Honestly, very good point. I love that. Like Dunks a lot. Good run average 108 in the last 4 weeks. Sorry, Dunks. You reckon he'll average 108 next 4 weeks, okay? Max says, FPL no wing last week, some forward time, like 3 minutes. So, okay, I'll look at his heat map when I'm off stream. Beware of Warner. Remember Mills back soon. Does Mills play back or midfield? Because you guys sometimes know more than me. I'm not going to sit here at this point and say I know more, because I generally do not about some of these players. Like, yeah. Then misses is in the chat. Oh, no. Katie, get out of here. Get out of here, Katie. What a stitch up. For what it's worth, I miss yous. Aqua, somebody has to get kicked out of the midfield, and I doubt it's Rowbottom or Heaney. Heaney probably plays forward more than Warner, wouldn't you think? No Steele. F no. Okay, I won't go Steele. I think it's 1 week early on Steele. Yeah. I suppose we get another look at Steele and it would be still sub 500. Willa. It's a tree. Is it Silly doing Flynn, Clay Oliver, and Patton? Gone Hurstway. If I can get Whitfield Merritt. No, it's not silly. If you can do that, bloody hell, I'd actually do that. Wow, I blame the baby for lack of sleep. Very funny. Well, guess who had to feed him a million times and change his nappy a million times last night? So, yeah, thanks for that. No, I'm just joking. Obviously, it's just parenting. So, yeah. Oh, my God, the amount of bottles he went through too, the amount of diapers. Holy shit. Aqua, new plan by Flanders. Wow, okay. Take a plane to the Gold Coast, locked him in the basement. I love the plan of like you're going to lock Dimmer up and coach Flanders in the right position. Jake Lyons has the worst runs for inside mids. Do you think that really matters though for Dunkley? I saw that too. I saw the Lions have one of the hardest fixtures for inside mids, but we're talking about Dunkley, who's a contested beast. So for me, it's almost the opposite. It's like he's going to have a hard matchup, meaning he's going to have 100 tackles. Like Ashcroft, for me, Will Ashcroft doesn't have enough CBAs, and McCluggage maybe does take away Dunkley's role, but he's still scoring consistently. This is why I'm so freaking torn. I'd hold Bice. He plays Essendon. Ooh, but you can trade him into Romo. I'd actually probably facilitate that move. Dunkley had the role on Rao, the job on Rao. That's why Ashcroft at 20%. Yeah, okay, I'm confused. I don't know what you guys would do. Brad, okay, in my honest opinion, you want to trade in the guys that you think have the kind of draws over the buyers and chance of producing those high ceiling scores. E.g., 6 guys going 150, 9 guys going 100. Yeah, true. I don't know who then. I'd have to look at the buyers between Dawson, Warner. Who was my other freaking player? Dunkley. I actually don't know. Maybe I do something else with my trades then. I don't know. Let me have a look at my side. Is my misso still in the chat somewhere? Okay, she's not. Thank God for that. Go to bed, Katie. I wonder if you guys think I'm joking or not. It's pretty funny. She messaged me. Okay, she told me it's not lagging, so she's definitely watching still. Okay, so if I don't do Dunkley in this cheap primos, I could get rid of Lindsay, but it's a little bit early for my side to be getting rid of Lindsay. I actually don't know because I'm such high pressure to do well now. I'm double, triple guessing everything I fucking do. I am legitimately like second guessing every single freaking move. Who else would you piss off? This is the other issue. We'll get this. Sorry, SuperCoach Plus here. Like, I don't want to get rid of Trainer. His break even's reset. Vice I want to hold as well. Lindsay's break even's 14. Long's getting to the point. These break evens are too low here with Hewitt. Ashcroft's just bumped out of 99. Cleary's got a 12. Marrick's got a 37. Flynn's the only obvious choice. Can do just one trade, but I don't want to miss out on Hurstweight either. That's the issue too. I don't want to miss out on Hurstweight. So I got 97k. If I did one trade, I don't think it's enough anyway because Flynn doesn't cost much at the moment. And I still think Hurstweight's a viable rookie this week. And also I skipped on him and just went one trade and just played it that way. 481's no good. So 40-81's dangerous territory because it doesn't really give you anything. It just gives you Jack Steele and that's it in one trade. And then you just got to hope that he's the Rowan Marshall of last week from TDK. Do I get rid of Lindsay early? I don't know. I actually generally don't know who I'd get rid of early. Let's look at 3-round average. Nah, not Sean Manor. No. Look at Price. Maybe. So no one in flex that I'd go to. I wouldn't buy Clayton Oliver back either. Ryan's too risky for me. Sistog would be interesting. I don't think I could do it though. I don't think he's going to be top 6. I probably don't want to short. Flanders is interesting. Flanders break even. Just don't know what Flanders' role is. Like Noble's taking his points away. Once he's break even, I feel like it'd be. Ooh, okay. That's why people look at him. I just don't see it as a very hot pick. I know Cheese is a fan. It's not something from my side specifically. Like I don't need to go so pottish that I start to lose my ranking by doing something wild that he hasn't even turned up yet. This is why I think I need 2 trades. Like the only one I'm comfortable going early on is Lindsay. Let's try this. I know the comments are probably going off the head a little bit. I'm looking at my screen, so I actually can't see both at once, just in case you think that I can. I can't. I could do this. I don't know if it's silly going early on him, though. He's just the one player that hasn't had any hurt factor. I thought he was going to go a lot higher than what he did over the weekend, too. What the hell's going on here? Seriously? This is bullshit. Anyway. Hurstweight. This is one end of the brainstorm. This is the issue too. 612, I don't know. I'm priced out of the players that we're talking about before that I didn't really want to pay up from either. That would be a pod move, wouldn't it? Going McCluggage, honestly. Do I grab Whitfield this week? GMHBA Stadium, though. I don't think he likes GMHBA Stadium at all. Oh, he's 22% owned too, the bastard. I just think he'll get tagged like they tagged Dacos, and he might come down to another 15k. Like, what is he seriously going to score against the Cats? Do you want to pay 600k? Like, I know, there's just 69, 84, and a 94 against the Cats. Historically, I'd say that's probably his worst matchup, average versus opponent. It's got to be one of the worst. Yep, them, Sydney, and North, he hates. Yeah, that's the issue with Witters. I know I should get him, blah, 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 but I just think this is the week where he won't hurt me for once. Nats is probably interesting, but I want Jack Sinclair. I don't know if I want both because I probably want Sinclair because he's going to be cheap, Sinclair and Whitfield. But Nats has been consistent. Unless I go Nats and skip Sinclair. But Nass's role changed a little bit too. Like, he's been playing a little bit midfield, hasn't he? The comments are probably going off their nut right now. Move Cheezel back down to defence. What can I grab? McCluggage. I haven't really thought about Newcomb now. Could grab Lachie Neale as well, actually, too. Radar off for Heaney. Sarong, no thanks. Oh, man. Neale's going to cop a couple tags. That's the only issue, the Neale factor. Man, I tell you what, though, McCluggage is very tempting. Like, especially at my rank. Like, no one's going to pick him. He could be the guy that absolutely tears at a new one. Would you be ballsy enough at my rank to just go, yeah, let's go grab a pod McCluggage. He's going to be top 8. No one's going to go there. He's looked great too. He's looked bloody good. What's his rank currently? Can he match with the big dogs? Like, could he be my potential anti-Nick Dacos, anti-Buddy Butters, etc.? How much off am I off Dacos? I have to trade someone fatter for him to get a Dacos. Again, I don't really want to pay that much, but he's averaging more than Dacos too for 60k less. I don't know if you guys think McCluggage is worth it. 3-round average of 105, but 5-round of 120. Unless I go, don't know. It could be disgusting and aggressive and just, you could send it like, I love Ned Long too. But maybe you do. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Wow. Jesus, that would ruin my... Talk about ruining your side for future upgrades. It's a lot of money. I actually don't know. I'm going to leave that up there. I've missed a million comments by now. I generally don't know. I'll watch every game Mills will play mid. Okay, Max. Yaron, this week was a good example with those big scores. Yep, true that. Says I'm a footy nerd. I think Warner is the guy. This is the other thing. Warner is like 250,000 cheaper than these guys and can probably go 20 points less, but his points per is way more valuable than the other guys at 700,000. Like, I just don't know what to do with the ranking. That's the issue. Do you go for broke and just it's a long game. I'm only a third of the way through, so I don't know. I've missed so many comments from doing this whole thing. Sorry. Dunkley is fine. Ashcross flourished on the flanks last week. It says Aqua and Max Warner did look insane, but he can do a 70. No Essendon fan. Thinks he gets a tag this week by who? Durham. As a Bulldog supporter, Dunkley's a jet, but his downfall is he's good at being a plug guy. Yeah, okay, it'll be Mr. Fix-It role will change too much. Okay, I'm going to go on what you guys actually say, so I'm not going to dismiss it at all. Aiden says I can get bias, move Sinclair for the Milford, then Ashcroft to Flex. I like that. Max. Aiden says if I wanted to get Marshall in, still have Zach. That's fine. Those players are still good to field, by the way. No, I'm not. I'm not getting side bottom. I love the shout, but no thanks. Oh my god, I'd get to bed, Max. Thanks for joining. I wouldn't be mad at anyone going to get ready for work. Greatest pick up off the draft waiver wire. Give us a like for the stream. I like them trades, Brad. Get Chad. Yeah, maybe I do get Chad. Just be not so crazy and go. Nedlong's still got more money to make, and I don't want to pay up. Like, I also don't want a round 12 buy player. Aqua, that's when you train in the Arvos. Yeah, I train in the mornings, but like 10 a.m. Aqua says, did you mean to reply to him, Lol? I don't know what you guys are talking about. Now, Aqua, to be fair, I'm included in that. I've got work at 8. Oh, boy, you guys are in for a tired morning. Apologies that you guys are watching me at this time in the morning. Aqua says then I have waste shirt too. But I shouldn't need everything, so I might crack open the Cokes. Oh, my God. Oh, God. I'm sorry I kept you guys up. If you're doing an all-nighter for me, I'm apologetic. I'm probably not worth an all-nighter. Aqua, I tried to stay up Miami F1 race all weekend. Mate, that is rough. I just read that. Fucking hell. Dylan Moore's been shit. I know. He's a 30 or he is a 90. Chris says fraud. Yeah, he's a bit of a fraud at the moment. Aqua, I lost my dear Ryan Marrick from in draft. Marrick, yeah, I remember you saying that earlier actually as well. Trading 130 players of half-time subs, you know. Yeah, it's amazing how Marrick just bloody stat pats by kickouts. The Joker. What about Ed? What? I've already got Ed Richards. Bont and Trawl back. He'll be left alone like last week. Yeah, I know. He's a great shout. I've already got him on my side. But yeah, 100% good one. Do it. Get him or Nick. Get a pod. Oh my God. I actually don't know. I think Warner's value though. Like Warner's the smart play. I can't be going too crazy and spending 700k. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. Go to bed, Katie. There you go. Brad, you don't need a Levi. Would you consider Flynn and Levi for Sherry and her swipe? You have all the DPP links, so Cherry at Flex doesn't hurt your future trading. Oh, I actually don't know. I have to think about this more. I'm generally not sure, but you're right. Like, it wouldn't hurt me having Sherry at Flex. He's also highly owned, so it'd have to be. If there's another way to not get rid of Levi Ashcroft, I'd prefer that, though, to be honest, you know. All right, Aquas is right on that note. I'm heading off. think I've got a combo of Zero and Jerry BC this week. I like that. Maybe McRae. I think McRae is very sneaky as well. I like that as well, mate. I like it a lot. Can almost say good morning. Yeah, absolutely. So maybe if I'm just playing the cash gen game and I don't be so tempted. Again, maybe this is the last week I pick value and then next week I start going for the big dogs. Bond's got Gold Coast anyway, so I can't imagine that'll be the easiest matchup for a Bonds. Butters is the showdown. You kind of need these players to get tagged as well. Like, what's the history on those kind of guys? Because still for me, Henderson to Hurstwaite means I cull a dead rookie and I can go grab Warner. And it means I don't have to get Horn Francis. It means I just play Warner over Horn Francis for the year. Because if I had gone last week and used all my money again, it would have been a nightmare this week. So Bond's next 3, 693. He's got to come down. You can't tell me he's going to stay that hot. All right, let's have a look at Bonds. 138 break even. I'd be pissed if he dropped to 120 and I bought him in. Surely Geelong tag him. He's not highly owned. Average versus opponents. Okay, this is good news for non-owners because Geelong's in the middle there. He's not huge on Geelong. Essendon in round 10 is his worst team. Gold Coast is down the bottom as well. So his next couple, he doesn't really historically score that well. Still 108, whatever. But what's his last 3 like? 136, 124, 130. Essendon, 73, 126, 115. Geelong, he's still good. Like, there's no even point looking at it. Doesn't matter who he plays. He's just good. Far out. So annoying that he's so good. And Butters, again, they're both got the buy that I don't really want to facilitate to have. 700k is ridiculous. Oh, no. Average versus opponent. His best average against opponent is Adelaide Crows, and he plays them. And then after that's Fremantle. Oh, my God. If I'm to pick one, it'd probably be Butters off this historical chart, but I think Chad Warner's probably the smarter play, not to ruin my upgrade cadence. I don't know. Hard to tell. I think everyone's calling it a night going to bed almost. Is Pryor a trade out? I think Pryor's a trade out if you're upgrading, not downgrading. That's my issue with Pryor. Anyway, it's 1:30 in the morning. I've got to go to bed. I haven't slept yet, obviously. Again, thanks for watching. I'll probably do random lives at midnight every now and then because I finish at midnight. So if you haven't already, just sub to it and you'll get a notification when I'm on live. If you can't sleep, you want a quick chat, I'll be here for a little bit. So not now, obviously going to bed, but I'm in for YouTube. And then, follow us on Twitter, SuperCoach Pro 91. So again, thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up before you leave. Sub if you haven't already. And I'll keep you posted, team update and the ranking, etc. So cheers all for watching. Have a good night.